Hopefully.
Exactly. Oh, fuck. How long is left on the... Oh, we have plenty of time.
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah, I got a 500.
We got time on these nuts.
512 gigabyte thing for that, so I can record 40 hours.
Perfect.
When it's plugged in.
Yeah.
Not that we need 40 hours, but... Welcome back to Broke Till Friday. I'm Andres.
I'm Edward.
And remember, rate the show on Spotify.
Subscribe.
Like, subscribe.
If you like our t-shirts, leave a comment.
Exactly. Oh shit, we're matching.
We're
I didn't
matching.
realize.
That's why.
Oh my god, Marvel Zombies.
I have the only character that's not on your shirt, and you have all the
Deadpool.
characters I don't.
That's hilarious.
Oh, no, you do.
I think he's on there, right? Where is he?
I don't see him on there actually,
I think that's him.
unless that's him.
Yeah, that's him. Because
So
he's a little eye hole.
Oh yeah. I was like, no, that looks like Spider-Man's
he's right
eye
there.
hole. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh yeah, and it is. Look at the eye. Look at the eye over there.
Yeah.
Red.
Well,
Yeah, look, red.
I've peaked, and this is it. That's the podcast.
That's
Good
it.
night, everybody.
GG.
Today we're
Enter
going to do
and
something very different. We're going to have Edward carry the podcast. I slept with my mouth open. It's a little dry. So, COVID? No, I'm kidding.
I was
Did I
gonna
tell you I
say-
got COVID like 2 months ago, and I'm
Really?
like invincible?
Invincible.
No, yeah, remember when I was telling you? That was
I
a while ago.
remember. Yeah.
But I'm basically
You're the
invincible,
one-
so I
yeah.
cannot get sick. That's the best part.
We're
infinitely
powerful. You get COVID X number of times, you just become immune to all sickness. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
You just have to make sure you get your quadruple vax first. That way you survive
Exactly.
COVID, and then once you survive COVID 4 times, that's it. It's a cheat code to life. You know.
he's right.
That's how it be.
Let's start off with a little somber note. Rest in peace, the Green Power Ranger.
Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman.
We did that last week.
Oh yeah,
We did. We did.
Yeah.
The Alzheimer's
My
getting to him.
memory ain't be good as it used to be. You know, it'd be that way.
Yeah. So yeah, the Green Power Ranger. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
He was a good guy, but
Yeah, he was on TikTok, right?
was he? I
Yeah,
have
he had
no
like a whole
idea.
TikTok channel, I think. Or maybe I'm thinking about a different Power Ranger.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, the green one, Tommy. Rest in peace.
Tell me the best one.
Well, Andrew Tate versus Jake Paul. Tell me about it, Edward.
I hope they beat each other to death. No.
On live television, both of them
on
just
live
swinging at the
television.
last
Yeah,
fist, and then they both hit each
there
other,
we
and they
go.
both die.
There we go.
In Minecraft.
If it's straight up boxing, like Andrew Tate's not gonna win. He's not gonna win.
Why?
Because he's a MMA fighter.
Elaborate.
Like from my idiotic opinion, which is more intelligent than Andrew Tate.
Women are people.
Exactly. Women are people. Gayness is natural, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't neg people until they like you. That's not the way to get someone to like you, you know. That's generally not good. Don't enslave people. That's generally a good rule, you know. Don't enslave people.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, can't go wrong there. Also, feet aren't allowed in boxing. So unless you're gonna try to Mike Tyson and bite Logan Paul's ear off, I don't see how he's gonna win. To be honest, not to mention Logan Paul's also taller and beefier. Let's these are just straight up facts.
They're different weight classes, basically.
Yeah, basically. From my understanding, Logan Paul, right? Yeah, or was it Jake Paul? I don't know. They're the same. I don't
find
know.
out.
Either way, they're both like 6 something. Andrew Tate's like 5'2" or some shit. I don't know.
Yep, Jake Paul versus Andrew Tate.
Yeah, Jake Paul. Yeah. Jake Paul's like beefier. Not to mention, when was the last time Andrew Tate was like in a fight? Like, I don't know.
Let me see. That's hilarious.
Yeah. See, everyone.
The
It's like
implied probability of Andrew Tate winning is 28.2%.
there's no chance of Andrew Tate winning. Like, no chance. Andrew Tate short as fuck. Short. Shorter, lankier, hasn't been a fight in like this last decade or whatever the fuck. I'm sorry, I don't like Jake Paul either, but he's gonna win. It's like the 2 worst people having a fight. It's like, oh yes, good, let them fight. It's like the scene in Godzilla, let them fight.
So it turns out it's just the fight negotiations that have begun. So we don't even know if they're actually going to fight yet. Bullshit, basically.
I don't give a fuck. It's just, I was gonna say, like, it's just like the Floyd Mayweather thing. It's all about money. It doesn't matter. Like, they're all just gonna win, millions of dollars off of this. off the merchandising, off the thing. It's just money. It's just all money. It's all money. It doesn't matter. Literally doesn't matter. Like Floyd Mayweather, like it's basically like an open secret that Floyd Mayweather threw that fight with like Jake Paul, I think.
Yeah, you know who the real winners are?
Them, because money.
Yeah, and the Ukrainian refugees that Andrew Tate's gonna be able to traffic with that money.
True. The slaves he's gonna be able to buy.
It's like $30 million, right? They're gonna win each.
Yeah,
that's like 45 women in the black market.
Probably more where Andrew Tate goes.
True, it's 30 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had.
I
some
really
other
don't
fucking
like either of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't fucking like either of them.
Plus, the last fight that Andrew Tate was in was against a woman, and she wasn't able to punch back.
True.
Fuck boy creator clash, and Tate just got unbanned from Twitter.
Yeah. So did Donald Trump.
Tell me about that. Walk me through the Twitterverse right now. Tell me what that's like.
The Twitterverse is insane. Like, there's literally nothing good happening on there. Like, basically, Elon, because of his stupid purchase, his stupid impulse purchase. Egomania. This dude was so desperate. It was such a pick-me that, like, he needed online validation so much. He did an impulse purchase at 12 a.m. after, like, 14 shots and spent, like, $44 billion on Twitter. And with no idea how to run it, he was...
Your mic is on, right? Just making sure.
Yeah. Mic is on.
We forgot to check.
Who checks? Like, this is a professional podcast. No one checks mics.
Yeah.
We don't have a mic check.
And then?
How do you call it? Elon basically, this motherfucker was on Twitter asking other Twitter users how to run Twitter.
I remember that.
This dude was like, oh yes, someone told me, blah blah blah, technobabble. Bless you. And someone like an ex-employee was basically like, no, Elon, that's not how that works. That's not what we have.
And then he got fired.
Dude. Like, and like, look, I'm not exactly the smartest person in the room, in any given room, but I know enough about technology to kind of like understand the implications of certain words that they're using. And what Elon Musk said didn't make sense. And then this was proven later because the employee was like, I was like, I'm not that smart, but something that doesn't seem right about that. Something's like off. And then an employee went and was like, yeah, no, that's not how any of that works. And then I just completely lost it. I was like, I have no idea what you said, but it sounds more right than what Elon said. That's all I need. That's all the confirmation I need. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just insane. And then like, I think he's hoping to get some clout. But here's the thing. The long-term survivability, depending on how many employees he's able to retain or like get back, is still very minimal. Like, all of this are just like short-term like fixes. Like even now, like a lot of like streamers that I watch, like political streamers, you like obviously use Twitter, and there's like videos on Twitter. A lot of them aren't playing. The two-step verification is still not operational in most places. Like I signed out of my computer and I can't sign back in. Two-step verification does not work for me, and
wow.
their supports their helpline is just completely off, not working at all. And then on my phone, the Twitter app just wasn't starting up anymore. It just refused to start. Like, it's all going bad. And that's like my personal thing. You go on TikTok and you see like a bunch of people just complaining about how they can't sign in, two-step verification again. The apps won't load. Like when they try to refresh, it just doesn't refresh. Like a lot of things are starting to break down already.
It's broken.
Yeah. It's broken. And like, let's be honest, advertisers, they don't care. They're companies. They're there for the bottom dollar, and as long as there's people there, they're gonna advertise at least a little bit. Like, they don't care what Elon does. Like all these other things, the only times they're gonna care is like with Eli Lilly, where someone posted like, oh yeah, now all insulin is free now.
I saw that they lost like, what was it, fucking 10% of their market share or some shit, billions of dollars.
Billions.
And then the CEO was like, maybe we should talk about the price of insulin. You know, if it's affecting it that much. So fucking funny.
Dude, it's so fucking great. Like the accident that like the whole like Elon broke so many things on Twitter that it caused Eli Lilly to drop 10% in stock. And now they have to reduce the price of insulin. Or to be honest, I think they're hoping they're just saying like these things to placate people, to like storm the waters. And then once all this is out of the public consciousness, they just won't reduce the price. Or they might reduce it a little bit and then just bump it up like whenever they're out of public sight again. Yeah. But Yeah, no, like the long-term survivability of Twitter is probably not much. Like you saw, like like a 50% increase or something like that in Tumblr accounts, like because people are fleeing Twitter and going to Tumblr.
Oh, because also Tumblr reversed their porn ban too, right?
Yeah. So now like sex workers can try to advertise that on there again. Like a lot of like the people that were on Twitter, because Twitter was the only place that didn't like actively stigmatize sex work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where they would advertise. That's why you see a lot of accounts like 18 plus. You know, minors don't show up here, don't be on my page.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, because they were porn accounts. And Twitter was the only place that didn't actively try to like take them down and like do bad shit to them. And now that Tumblr like reversed that, now they're going on there.
They got their another safe space back, basically.
Yeah, basically. And just like people are like even ContraPoints, like freaking you know, super huge lefty YouTuber, millions upon millions of like, you know, views and bunch of shit. Like started trying to leave Twitter. Like she's going to Mastodon, I think it's called. It's another service. Yeah.
Is that by the original owner of Twitter or something, right? Something like that.
I'm not sure. I'm not. To be honest, I'm not sure what it is. But it's supposed to be kind of like Twitter, but instead it's like kind of decentralized.
Decentralized.
Yeah.
social
There we
media.
go. There we go. Yeah. Because there's like different servers. It's like a mixture of Twitter and Discord. Like is the best way to like kind of do it. Like they have different servers, and you can apply to be on one of the servers. Yes, the Mastodon animal. We're going back to the dark ages here.
Oh, it does look like it. Look at that.
Yeah, it's like a mixture of Twitter and Discord. Like I see some people saying that it's nothing like Twitter, which I feel is incorrect, or at least not a complete picture. It is similar to Twitter. It is very similar. It's just incorporates a lot of like the Discord elements, where like, you know, you have to be in the correct server to see what you want to see. You can't just go to any server and find anyone.
Yeah, like if I open up Twitter, it's like 33 porn accounts immediately on the front page, and I'm like, why? Like I'm not looking
horny
at
right now.
Yeah, no. I'm like all I follow is like my friends and stuff, right? Same thing on Instagram. Like I have like my explore page is like memes and stuff, but then there's always a fucking thirst trap there for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never click on them. I always put like not interested, and then still they pop up, and it's like, what? Like, because you know it's popular, so therefore we have to show it to you so you can drive more engagement. Yeah, the algorithm. I'm like, fuck, man, just keep showing me memes where it's like E or something, you know, something dumb as fuck.
I want less titties, more E.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Less E cups, more E.
Yeah, more E. More E, less E cup. Just a few E cups. That's fine. Just a few.
Pretty much. So, Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. So how do you felt about it? You and Walter said that it was 7 out of 10.
I said 8 out of 10. I dropped it down from 8.5.
8.5. Okay.
I gave it an 8.5 at first. On further thought, I gave it an 8 out of 10.
8. All right.
And you said it was a?
Me? I said my initial rating was a 9 out of 10. Now now after thinking about it more, 9.5 out of 10.
Explain.
Okay. So, one of the major sticking points to me was the fact that, and I feel like this was the original plot for the film, because we did get confirmation of Namor like way back, right before Chadwick Boseman's death. So, right, if I remember correctly, I might be wrong on that, but either way, I feel like this was like the original, like theming, the original idea behind the film, which is reflecting some current day politics that we even on this podcast we talked about some of the intrinsic racism within minority races, about how they treat each other.
Yeah.
And just like how Black Panther, you know, it takes place in Africa, not necessarily exactly correlated to America, but it's a representation of like black people in America, you know, in the film, right? I think this was the same thing. It was a representation of Latino people, even though it's Mayans, it's, you know, natives to, like indigenous natives to Mexico and Latin America. Not exactly American Latinos, but it is a representation of Latinos from America on film. And it's reflecting American politics. It's very easy to see that in the film, you know, especially considering now, like, about how, like, racism within Latino communities against black people are really prevalent. You kind of see that in the film. That's explored in the film, and the vice versa is the same thing. You see a lot of like intrinsic racism of that black people have towards Latinos in that film as well, and about how about really how just that kind of builds on each other. Like, you get like something happens initially, whether it's the fault of either like whoever did it first, and then it builds and builds. Like, you know, T'Challa outed the Latinos. The Latinos struck back by kidnapping Shuri.
The Latinos.
Yeah. Oh, the Namor and stuff like retaliated by kidnapping Shuri, and how do you call it? And Riri Williams, and then you know the Wakandans came back and killed two of Namor's people. Two of them, got to be specific. And then Namor retaliated by killing even more people, and then they would come back, and it's just over and over, a cycle of hate just going on and on and on. And in the end, who's profiting off of that? Really, it was the Americans. It was, and specifically even though they didn't directly call it out, we know because of the shows and stuff. It was specifically Nazis that profited off of the minorities fighting each other. Nazis specifically profited off of, even though they were thinking they were achieving end goals for themselves. Really, the only ones who were profiting off of this like the circle of violence were the Nazis, the Hydra. Hydra's always been the representation of Nazis in Marvel. They were the only ones profiting off of this.
And I can't believe that he used to be married to Madame Hydra. What's that about?
Yeah,
I don't know. Dude. That's why I feel like the movie was a little too long. They could have easily cut out a half hour and still would have been coherent. Like cut out the whole half hour of the CIA bullshit. Like literally. We didn't need any of that. None of it.
I strongly disagree.
Why?
Because that shows that was Hydra profiting. That was Hydra trying to profit off of this violence. That's the purpose of the film.
I feel like it could have been at the end a little just
a little end credit scene?
end credit scene of her being like, So it turns out someone told told our friends about Riri Williams or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, just some other bullshit or whatever. But.
I feel they could have shortened those scenes. I don't feel they could have cut them completely. Like, I feel like maybe some of the jokes within those scenes could have been cut down and put the jokes elsewhere. Mm-hmm. Make it more centralized towards Wakandans and have more of those jokes there rather than like them take place in America with like the CIA and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like shorten the scenes but not remove them.
Yeah.
Definitely could have been shorter. I agree with that though. Definitely could have been shorter.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like removing them kind of like ruins the theming of the film. This is one issue that I did have. I wrote down a list on my phone so we can go over it point by point because I did have issues with the film. But one of the things that on further like thinking, it does feel like a film that's split between two different ideas it wants to talk about. Mm-hmm. The film wants to talk about initially about trauma because it has to address Chadwick Boseman's death.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way around it. Like, the main central character, and a lot of people were thinking that Chadwick Boseman was going to take over the MCU after Tony Stark died. Like, he was supposed to be the next, leading head of the MCU. Mm-hmm. And I kind of agree with that. Like, to a certain extent, I think he was going to be the next forefront of the MCU. Mm-hmm. But obviously, life gets in the way.
Death gets in the way.
Death gets in the way. He died. Sucks, but I think the movie more or less did good addressing that. It was as much of a tribute to Chadwick Boseman as it was to Black Panther. Like, let's be honest, not a lot of non-comic people knew about Black Panther before the film.
It's true.
Probably most of the people that now really stan T'Challa and Black Panther probably didn't know anything about it before it. And so in like most people's minds, kind of like Tobey Maguire is with Spider-Man, Chadwick is Black Panther. Yeah, like how Tony Stark is now Iron Man. Nick Fury is now Samuel L. Jackson is now Nick Fury. Cannot be separated from the character.
Yeah.
And so that caused the movie to kind of have like a disjointed identity, I would say. Mm-hmm. So like it's trying to explore like themes of trauma, and it's trying to explore themes of like inner minority violence and racism and stuff. What can you do? That is one of the issues with the film. But I feel like they more or less handled it well. But yeah, you are right. It could be really shortened. Let me bring up my notes so I can see what exactly I had issues with.
Yeah, and then that TikTok that I sent with Tenoch Huerta, he was talking about how it's like it's such an important thing that people don't even realize how racism starts at home. Like, you don't even think about it. They're like, go marry a white person para mejorar la raza, like to make your race better. Like, that's a literal translation. They're literally saying, go whiten and go purify us or whatever.
Go
like,
purify us. It's like, what the
Jesus,
fuck?
I know. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, when you're younger, it's the same thing where he's like, maybe your grandma likes your cousin because he's a little whiter than you, and maybe she doesn't like you as much because you're darker and stuff like that. And it's like you see these things happen, even if it's not in your family. You see in other people's family, they go, it's mi güerito or whatever, you know, like they literally have the nickname güerito, where it's like white boy.
Yeah, it's like white boy. Oh yes, bright boy.
Come here, white boy.
White boy.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, and morenillo, and it always sounds more negative.
But then there is also double jointed, because then they're always like, oh, you don't speak English as well. But then like, you were purposely not taught as much Spanish in order to integrate better into like white culture and stuff.
Yep.
You know, it's insane. It's insane. Yeah.
Is there other points?
Oh yeah. So okay, so this one's kind of a. These two are kind of, or the first one is kind of a nitpick.
Yeah.
But I think it was so stupid. I mean, I understand why, because it was like honoring the death of her brother. But when we go to funerals, like us as a society, as a culture, go to funerals, we still take our phones. Why does she not take her beads with her? That it's a specifically for the movie decision, I feel.
Because the mom was like, remember, the country is all about tradition. They're super advanced, and yet they still have fights to the death over who's going to be king.
Yeah.
Because it's super traditional. So, of course, she's going to listen to the mom, the queen, because in that moment, she's being the queen. Remember how later on she's like, I didn't say no to the queen. I said no to my mom. And that's, so it's two very different. So, you know, if you look at it that way.
Some form of signaling. Like, I know they're really confident. They're like, yes, no one can invade Wakanda and stuff. But, like, still, like, you're going somewhere without guards. You're going somewhere alone in the dead of night. Like, I know you guys are fighters, but you're taking no weapons. You're taking no protection. You're going alone.
When they went where?
When they went in, like, right at the start of the film, when Namor first appeared, like, to them.
Oh, when he comes out of the water in the beginning and they're, like, by themselves?
Yeah,
well, because that's kind of like a little retreat thing where, you know, they're just like,
I don't know. I guess this is just my, like American, like, I live in a city. At any point.
I live in a society.
At any point, like, you know, a random person can come and mug me. Yeah. Like, I'm on the bus, you know, 9 times out of 10, probably not going to happen. But that one time it happens.
Think of it this way. Imagine you're, like, at a nice resort in Cancun, and, you know, there's no cartel activity near you. You paid, like, a really nice place. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to go down to the beach, and I'm leaving my phone up there. You go down to the beach. No, you know what I mean, right? It's like they're that relaxed in their own home.
Yeah,
you know?
but
it's like how
that's why. Because I would not. Because, like,
you leave your phone when you go down and grab a package.
Not always. Usually
I saw. Okay. Last time I was here and you had to go grab a package. You went, oh look, and then you put down your phone and went to go grab it.
Yeah,
because
but I kept it connected to my watch.
But because you're comfortable being here.
Yeah,
also, I think your watch was like over here.
No, I always keep this during the day. I always keep this on my wrist because I can just call from here. Like, here's the thing: it's not necessarily specifically about all the beats. I understand limiting the technology, but keep one or something. Like, keep like at least a flare gun, something to alert everyone else. Like, anything. Just anything, like.
But what would they have done? Attack Namor?
No, just use it and scare Namor away.
Scare him. He is.
Namor would definitely, because he didn't want war at this point.
500 years old, though. This man is 500 years old. He literally calls everyone child.
Yes, I know. That's why, though.
This man is not afraid.
No, but look, it's about politics, right? This is politics. It's a politic situation. It's a king of a nation coming to another nation to confront the queen and the princess.
And it wasn't a threatening way, though.
And it wasn't in a threatening way.
Technically.
But, like, actually, no, yeah, it was threatening. He was threatening them.
Well, not directly. Indirectly.
He was implicitly threatening them.
No, because he was like, oh, you got to help us, or else.
How is that not a threat? Pay me or else.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like, yeah, it's implicitly a threat. And I understand. That's why I said, like, yes, they're in their own home. They don't think anyone can invade them. Like, they don't think anyone else has access to vibranium. Like, that's the point of the very start of the film. Like, every other nation is trying to secure vibranium. That's why Namor gets, you know, alerted and stuff. That's why he starts acting. But still something. Like, okay, what if, because, like, obviously, Wakanda is good, but this, like, clearly not every single person in Wakanda is going to be perfectly aligned with everyone, even if like 99% of the entire nation is. Like, they're not just a homogeneity, right? Like, there's differences within any sort of group. What if, like, one random person just happened to figure out that, like, the queen and the princess were just on a beach alone, unprotected?
Well, I mean, Yeah?
Like, it would have, like, I don't know. It annoys me.
Yeah.
Like, what if one person with bad... all it takes is one person. One person with bad intentions, like, even, like, removing Namor from the equation. One person with bad intentions happens to find out that the queen and the princess are unguarded, completely alone.
Yeah.
More coincidental things have happened in, like, extreme politics. Like, Archduke Ferdinand. Like...
what a fucking coincidence that was.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Like... it's, like... I don't know. It's insane to me. Again, like, this is probably just me. Like, that's why I say this is a nitpick, right? It's, like, not... like, not completely impossible, and it, you know, it's hard either way. Like, either way, it would be like a massive coincidence. But I don't know. It's like,
It doesn't sit well.
yeah. The other thing is, why didn't Namor do anything against Thanos?
Because it was like Wakanda. They weren't bothered. They weren't going to bother with
With half his people dying?
Because he didn't know that, because they weren't connected to the surface world, remember? The whole point of isolationism is they're just sitting there forever.
Wait, hold on. Then how did they find out about Chadwick, or of T'Challa, outing of vibranium?
That's a good question.
They had...
because they were getting more attention. That's why. Remember? The reason people were looking for it, which they later found out, was because they...
yeah, but how did they find out
it.
about that? If they don't have any access to the surface,
they
how
knew,
did they find out about that?
They knew only one other country that had it, and they didn't know the name of it. But then he found it, and he walked up, and he was like, my mom told me about this country. A country where they also had vibranium, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So in his head, 1 + 1 is 2. So if he has vibranium, and they have vibranium, and no one else has vibranium, who could have told if it wasn't them?
Yeah, I guess. It's... I don't know. It's just that, like... if half your people die and you're as obsessed with protecting your people and protecting, you know, your country and everything, you wouldn't be like, let me go see what's happening. Why did half my people suddenly because, like, their whole purpose was that illness was killing them all. They're basically immortals. And Thanos snapped half of all life out of existence.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it doesn't make sense that Namor wouldn't be like, poke his head out of the ground, be like,
maybe he did,
happening?
but there were
Like,
more
the Celestials
pressing
had a good
matters.
reason. Like, the Celestials had a good reason.
But what if
for
he
not.
got dusted?
He could have gotten dusted too. Like, his entire... if, like
he would have just been like,
could have been dusted.
And then, no, just let's say, like, just him, right? And then half of the people, right? And then he just comes back, and they're like, our God is back. And then they just keep worshiping him. And to him, no time has passed. And since they're underwater, I mean, maybe he talks to other people and then finds out that they told the world about, Wakanda.
I guess, but then I feel like there would be, like, a power struggle in his absence. Like, someone would be like...
our God will come back to us.
No, yeah, that's why.
He's 500 years old. 5 years is like 1% of his life. That's fucking
it's like
nothing.
1%. It's literally nothing.
For him, he honestly, he probably literally could have just blinked and missed it and been like, 5 years, and everyone looks exactly the same because they're all babies. Because he's 5 years old. Everyone's a fucking baby to him.
Most of his people are almost as old as he is.
No.
Yeah, they show that his aide in the film. They show her in the flashback.
I don't remember that.
And he calls her cousin.
I think it was other ones. Yeah, because he calls everyone like family or kid.
He calls everyone cousin.
And child. He calls them all child.
He calls everyone child, yeah. But he calls her cousin specifically.
I don't remember that, but he's the only one who's like 500 years old. I don't think any other ones are 500 years old.
I think he's the oldest, but like there's others that join him because they don't die. They don't age. They don't die. No, Nakia killed them. Nakia killed like 5 of them, and they all just like regenerated.
Let's see.
Like in the film, wasn't Okoye. Okoye killed 5 of them. Nakia obviously killed 2, like because she had like a special vibranium gun that stopped their regeneration and stuff, like a sonic vibranium gun or whatever. You know, Deus Ex murder weapon. You know.
Says millennia. So they were being killed by smallpox, vibranium enriched plant. They ate that. Skin colors were restored. They established a nation, Talocan, and then yeah, I don't think we're gonna know because we don't know how old they are. So
yeah. Oh, yeah, but yeah, like I don't know. I feel like yeah, I you know.
Yeah, we have to find out how old they are and stuff, but we don't know.
Also, this ties into my next issue with the film. I don't like that they made Namor a god.
Well, he's not a god. He's a mutant.
No, but his people consider him a god.
That's what they always consider.
Yeah, no, I know, but I don't like that because there's two reasons for it.
It follows the Mayan. It follows the Mayan.
No, yes, but Ku Clan is supposed to be one of the head gods of the Mayan pantheon, and we already know Shak is an actual quote unquote god in the film. The film tells us he's an actual quote unquote god. They specifically reference that that Shak is is the one that led them to the thing. So my issue is that they should have made him the incarnation of Ku Clan on Earth. Basically, they should have made him his avatar.
Well, so Kukulkan just means plumed serpent.
Yes,
so
but it's supposed to be one of the
serpent,
gods.
The feathered serpent god.
Yeah, that's right. But this is the issue. They shouldn't have made him as he's like their version of the direct god. They should have made him the avatar of the god. So it's like his representation on Earth, kind of like how they did in Europe with the kings.
Technically, we don't know if the Mayan gods are still out there or if they were killed.
Oh yeah, we don't know if they were killed, but Shak is a real god in there. We know, he's the one that gave him the vision of the blue plants, of the vibranium enriched soil, all that stuff.
But I'm saying,
and every single other pantheon that we've seen in Marvel so far.
Who's Shak?
Shak is the god of rain and is it fertility? It's the god of rain and bounty in Mayan culture. It's Shak, Chaa. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shak, Mayan god.
But do they reference that in the?
Yeah, they reference that in the film. They specifically state that he's the one that led them to the vibranium. He's the one that led them directly to the plant that allowed them to become the species they are now.
What? I don't remember that, huh? Let me see.
Of rain and abundance.
Is the Mayan god of rain and abundance? Shak gave our shaman a vision. Shak led him to a place.
Yeah, and every other god, look at Thor. He's Thor. He's not necessarily a god, right? But he's like a god, like a supernaturally powerful alien that is above most other people. Tangibly different, not just byproduct of mutant ability or not just a superior human, but a different being that's that's tangentially different from humans.
Yeah.
And then so is the Panther god. The Panther god in Wakanda is also an actual quote unquote god.
Yeah.
How do you call it? Zeus, also an actual quote unquote god. We even saw the Aztec gods in Thor: Love and Thunder. They're all actual.
I think it's
gods.
a chicken and the egg thing, though. Where it's well, does he take? Do they call him that because his name is Feathered Serpent? Or is he a feathered serpent god because they call him that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean, and that's why I hope that later on they specify that the tales of Ku Clan came first, and then these specific people just adapted it to Namor and mistakenly considered Namor Ku Clan. But as of now, in the film, I don't like that that's how they went with. Because it's a tangible difference. It's kind of not taking Hispanic, religion, Hispanic mythology as seriously as the other ones. Because there's tangible differences between a human that's considered a god and gods that are considered kind of more human.
Wait, no. I think it's just more like the fucking Eternals. How they have names of gods, but the stories are there because Sprite is the one making stories of her own friends. So then people think yes, Gilgamesh or Icarus and things like that,
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
But they're also kind of gods. The Celestials are also
no.
Different supernatural aliens.
But I'm saying they existed and then the mythos came up. So I think he existed and then the mythos happened because of him.
No, yeah, that's even worse in my opinion because he's still just a human.
Mutant.
He's a mutant human. Yes, he's a Homo superior, but he's still in the line of humans. He's not a supernaturally strong alien with different powers like Thor is, the Celestials.
Well, he was born with powers from the plant too. So
yeah, that's why he's just a modified human.
Yeah, I guess
he's not a supernaturally strong alien that is leagues above humanity. Is
that what Namor is?
Namor isn't.
He's a mutant. Yeah.
Namor's just a mutant. But that's why I don't like that they named him Ku Clan. Because all the other
his people call him that.
Yeah,
it wasn't I call myself I am the god. No. His people call him that because he's lived for so long. So in their eyes, he's a god.
Yes, that's the issue. That's precisely the issue. All other mythologies in Marvel are actual kind of representations. Like Thor alien god.
But Eternals, we just
Eternals too. Eternals are like the Eternals are specifically aliens that are like supernaturally strong above humans.
Made the
that
stories.
made the stories. Yes. Namor is just a human that ended up making stories.
Yeah.
They're taking the Marvel specifically here is denigrating Mayan mythos less. It's like making it less than the others in the story. Because he's just a human. The others were actually like superior. Like they're not just like modified humans with special abilities.
But
It'd be like saying like, oh yes, like Thor was always just a human, just slightly better.
But he's not just slightly better. He's stronger than he's stronger than fucking Captain America, and Captain America is supposedly peak human with a super soldier serum to make him superhuman.
Yeah, but that's why.
Even stronger than that.
Yeah, but that's why. Like a human was able to match like a human peak strength. Again, Shuri. Black Panther is considered slightly better than Captain America, but still just peak human. And Shuri, at that same power level with less fighting capabilities, was able to stand on par with Namor, who was supposed to be a god, who was supposed to be the representation of a Mayan god.
Because she outsmarted him, though.
It doesn't matter.
She dehydrated him.
Doesn't matter. I think
that fool needed some Gatorade.
Legit though, he needed to get hydrated. I think they should have made him the Avatar, so that like it could make sense why he's weaker. Because every single other god in Marvel is leagues better, not just slightly better. They're leagues better. Thor's leagues better than everyone else. The Eternals, Hephaestus, Icarus, all of them leagues better. Loki, leagues better. You know, despite how like powerful how great he gets trampled on by like Hulk and how satisfying that scene is,
but
there's still a tangible difference. There's still a different species.
If you think of it this way, though, I mean, Thor's just an alien.
Yeah, Thor's
he's
just
not
an
a
alien,
god,
but he's
just
still
an
better.
alien.
Yeah, but like
he's just a really strong alien.
That's the tangible difference, right? A human versus an alien that's actively superior.
Yeah, but that's like saying, well, Thanos is a god because he's stronger than like Thor.
He technically is. He technically is a god.
He's a mad titan. He's not a
mad titan.
A
titan. Yes,
not
a titan.
He's an alien. He's just a really strong alien.
Yeah,
because that's how aliens are.
Yeah, but that's my point. That's my point. Every other mythology in Marvel is taken more seriously to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Mayan mythology, in my opinion,
they made fun of Thor. Remember, because they were like the reason that Thor the reason people even talk about Thor and stuff like that is because they were visiting Earth over and over again and just fucking around.
Yeah,
which is not as cool as like, yes, we're up here with the other warriors. No, they were just fucking around.
No, in the story, like there's a tangible difference between Thor and like Zeus, and like they make fun of them. Yes, they're not immune from criticism. They have their faults. Like they all are. Like Zeus's biggest stories is about being like fucking drunkard with like sleeping with many wives, and the story makes fun of him. Thor: Love and Thunder objectively makes fun of him. He's useless. He's scared of like this random person that has like a blade. He doesn't even want to try to fight it because he's afraid of dying. He's objectively made fun of, but he's still considered better. Like they take his like lore, the lore of Greek mythos more importantly than they do compared to like the Mayan mythos.
Wait, how? They were literally just, he was in a fucking tutu doing this, and then just like with the fucking Italian accent for some reason.
Because they still give him power. Even at the end, like they're like, how do you call it? Like it still takes like his own lightning bolt to hurt him.
I mean, I guess, but
like
still.
what does it take to hurt Thor?
A lot of hits. I don't know.
A lot of hits, a lot of very powerful hits. Like even just like Captain America can't really land one on Thor. It takes like the Hulk to get a good one on Thor.
Even Loki, because remember when fucking Captain America goes to Loki, he's like in the first Avengers, and he just smacks him like nothing.
That's my point. And then like
Asgardian durability, people.
And then like for Mayan mythos, they have the one representation of like on-screen representation of Mayan mythos like get beat up continuously.
So far.
But that's my point.
But he wasn't beat up continuously. He was beating the shit out of everyone, and up until that point where she was like filled with rage and doing her bullshit.
Yeah, that's my point.
And with the herb, because she already had like her fucking technology and shit, but that was nothing.
Yeah, that's my point though. You get me? Like Namor is by the story, like in story, taken less seriously compared to the other mythologies. Like by the story itself, you even said it yourself. Loki was able to like brush off hits from Captain America like nothing. It took Hulk to really get anything onto Loki, and even then he wasn't that injured. He was just kind of ruffled up.
He just had the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Like Mayan mythos is taken way less seriously by Marvel, like narratively speaking. because the only representation of Mayan mythos we get on screen is Namor as Kukulkan, and they named him Kukulkan as the god.
His people did.
His people did, but the story does too. The story takes him as Kukulkan.
Because they constantly say, like, they literally say his people see him as a god.
Yeah. That's why I think they should have made it clear. The story should have made it clear that he's the avatar of Kukulkan, not Kukulkan himself.
We've just been introduced to avatars, man.
I don't like that.
Avatar 2, The Way of Water, in theaters now.
I completely forgot that was a thing. I'm not even
I think
gonna
next
lie.
week or 2 weeks from now.
I have zero interest
No
in that
one's watching
film.
that bullshit.
No one's like that film, like such a low
Standards?
no, not such low standards, such low hype for the film kind of proves the point that I've always had, that no one really liked Avatar, and Avatar is objectively kind of a shit film.
It's just Pocahontas.
No, yes, it's literally just Pocahontas in space. It's literally like
name any character except for Jake.
I didn't even know his name was Jake. I'm gonna be
The
honest.
only reason I remember that is because he's like, my name's Jake Sully, and they go, Jake Sully? Why the fuck would they say that if he just pronounced it in front of you, you fucking idiots? It's not like he wrote it down. If you write it down, yeah, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But he didn't write it. He said, my name's Jake Sully. Jake Sully? Like, if someone tells me, like, my name is, like, Tenochtitlan, I'd be like, say it one more time. Tenochtitlan. I wouldn't go, Tenoch? Titlan? Because I'm not reading it.
Yeah, it's Native American stereotypes in space. But, like, this is...
Yeah. Native American stereotypes.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, it's literally
primitive people. Pocahontas.
Look, like
Pocahontas 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Exactly.
Coming to a theater near you.
If you really think about it, so like so is Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's teaching his fucking native.
He gets lost.
They're native sand people.
He finds a tribe. They teach him his ways of fighting, and then they get murdered, and he goes on a spree to avenge them using their own techniques. It's literally just Native American stereotypes. Like
all that we're missing is a passionate love scene between him and one of those people going.
Knowing better. The person that you sent me for the red pill video, he made a video on Native Americans recently.
Man.
And he did like the whole thing, and yeah, it's literally after it wasn't popular to have Native Americans on screen, they just switched those same stories to outer space, and that's how you get like Avatar, Book of Boba Fett. They just switched it all to outer space.
That's hilarious. It's like, technically these people are primitive people, but they're aliens. It's okay that they talk stupid or whatever.
Star Trek, like he showed, like Star Trek is the worst offender because literally the only thing that they did was take Native Americans and literally put them in space. Not even different. Like
white saviors.
Yeah. Spock and Kirk show up and they're like, I think these are Native Americans from the year blah 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 blah, and literally just Native Americans. Not even like a coating of paint, nothing to like try to change it.
They're like, we're gonna call them the space red N-words, you know? Like,
dude, yeah, it's bad. No, yeah, but that's what I didn't like about him being like him being considered in the film as Kukulkan. I hope like later on, like I said, in the future, hopefully. They change it and they go like, yes, no, he wasn't actually Kukulkan. His people just mistake them. But in this film, we don't get that. We get a couple of lines here and there, like from oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. The dude that becomes a leader at the end. The dude that becomes the one that fought T'Challa. M'Baku, yes. M'Baku saying like his people don't call him a king or a chief or anything. They call him Kukulkan, a god.
They think he is. Fuck. His people call him Kukulkan, the feathered serpent god.
Yes.
They call him.
Yes, and that's the only thing. The story still overall.
The story calls him Namor. They call him Namor. El niño sin amor.
Yeah,
Namor.
but like I said, there's enough room in this story to later on retcon it so that it's only his people, and there's enough space for that, and I hope they do that. But in this film alone, they don't do that. They don't. They simply do not do that, and I don't like that that the Mayan mythos is the only one that has this difference when compared to all the other mythos. Literally the only one.
I guess.
How do you call it? The next thing with Namor as well. I feel I forgot my thought process because I didn't write it all the way down, but I don't think they humanized Namor enough.
What are you talking about? Remember when he's literally with the dead lady and he's like, "I am sorry, my child," and then he closed her eyes and he goes, "They will pay."
Yeah, I'm not saying they didn't at all. Keep in mind, I'm not saying that they didn't at all.
But
I think they should have done a little bit more.
Because he was cocky after being alive for 500 years. That's
Yeah.
why, I mean, yeah, like, what do you expect? If you're literally,
Honestly?
to your extent, unable to be harmed, superhuman strength, you're fast as fuck, boy, like, you literally cannot be touched by anything, and then all of a sudden you get put in your place, you know?
Honestly,
of course.
more flashback scenes or a longer flashback scene.
Well, I don't know, because I feel like we got what we needed to keep the mystery, too, because it's like, there's still mystery behind him where it's like,
there's two things behind this. I think they didn't humanize him enough, and I don't think they showed more cruelty from him.
So him burying his mom isn't humanizing enough.
No, I think they should have done more.
Then him killing the fucking Spaniards is not evil enough for whatever. I don't know.
It's not. It's nowhere near enough for me. Not for Namor. Not for someone that likes like the old school comics where Namor is like really cruel, and not enough.
He's anti-hero, so
yeah, that's why. And not humanization enough for his turn at the end to make sense. The yielding.
I mean, to be fair, he yielded because he was like, he doesn't want to die. He knows his people need him, and she's being like, I'm trying to be a better person, and he's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of how it ends.
Yeah, that's kind of how it ends, and it's. I mean, and it's because, and to be honest, it's credit to the writers why this part doesn't make sense because they wrote Shuri so good. Like Shuri was really well written in this one, I think.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
I did not like the whole Shuri becomes Black Panther thing because she's the sister. No. I would have much rather liked Nakia to be Black Panther because she is basically a Wakandan Black Widow. She infiltrated fucking.
But she didn't want to anymore.
She infiltrated Talocan on behest of the queen, and the only reason she was off screen was because of the baby. It was because she had T'Challa Jr., right? Which would have made even more sense if she becomes the next Black Panther. Like, let's say Shuri does the thing, and it fails, and it actually fails, and she's like, fuck, nothing's happening. And then she's like, my queen, I will do it for you. And then she does it, and then she comes out. She speaks a billion different languages, actually has actual fighting skills, which would only be accentuated with the superhuman strength, because it made no sense that she somehow knew how to fight.
Yeah.
When she had never been shown how to fight, she literally immediately crumbled when Corvus Glaive came in fucking Infinity War, and just went, zoom, and she was like, ah!
She held her own in the first Black Panther.
No. I'm in Infinity War. Remember when after Black Panther in Infinity War, she's going like do, and then she just gets sliced forward. And she's like and she just falls, and that's it, because she has no fighting capabilities.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm of two minds about this. One, Black Panther is like basically like not exactly. They're more powerful, but Black Panther is effectively the Wakandan version of Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't complain about that for Steve Rogers. He didn't fight at all. He couldn't fight. He couldn't do any of the military stuff.
But he was training. You see him training. He doesn't just up one day and go, yay. You see him literally training.
Yeah, she fought. She was able to hold her own in Black Panther 1. Like, that's not... I don't consider
Who'd she fight against?
She fought against other Wakandans. Remember
with her laser
Civil
blast,
War?
yeah, with her laser blast,
and that's why she mainly fights in this one. Like her fighting ability is not.
She fucking picks up the spear and starts fucking like a fucking mad woman after he breaks them.
Once she got the herb, but like that enhances your abilities. Captain America did something similar.
No. After he becomes it, he doesn't mean he start punching. He's going into the war because again, remember he was already training because they put him through basic. Remember?
Dude, the second he gets the superhuman soldier ability, he rips a car door off, uses it as a shield, and perfectly aligns it so he hits the dude.
Not the second he gets it, because the second he gets it, he's just propaganda. Remember?
The second, when he gets out of the containment unit, the dude literally explodes the thing, and then he just runs runs after him. Like the dude's on in a fucking car, and he's just running after him, rips the door off, and then perfectly hits him.
No, he doesn't get him though, because the guy fucking
kills himself at the end. Once after
he get into the submarine?
Yes. No, he didn't. Captain America catches them, and then
I remember the first guy getting into the submarine.
He
and
clips
escaping.
a cyanide pill.
Gotta go back.
He clips a cyanide pill that he hides in his teeth. Like I don't consider like her fighting ability to be that much of like a thing here, because Captain America does something similar.
Why do you got so many ads?
I don't know, to be honest.
Edward.
YouTube has been finding ways around a Brave browser, so I gotta change stuff.
So
no, that's a alleyway fight before he gets the thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. don't think they're gonna show.
Oh, type in Captain America cyanide capsule. That should bring out the correct one because he bites the cyanide capsule and kills himself.
There it is. So, chases hydrogen. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's chasing the guy, right? And then he chases him. Yeah, he gets into it.
Oh, he brings him out.
And
That's
he
what
fucking
happened.
punches into. Yeah, he doesn't actually fight him then. See? He literally just punched into the thing. And he had the super soldier serum too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then he takes off his fake tooth and just dies. Okay.
Yeah, he dies. See, he does bite the cyanide capsule.
No, yeah, because I remember that part. I don't remember how he got him out of there, though.
Yeah,
But
like
he just
I-
fucking
and,
punches
like,
his way.
not to mention that like she has been around. Like, there's no way like the princess of a warrior nation has had zero training.
I guess.
You think that's really believable?
I guess.
A 22-year-old princess of a warrior nation has zero combat skills.
Well, because she's the brains, but still, Nakia would have been the better choice.
Yes, I will admit that.
100%,
Nakia would have been the better choice, but also not narratively.
Yes, because then it would have been perfect. Then then
She
when she's
didn't
older,
want to go back.
because she didn't want to go back, she was protecting the son, which was the whole twist at the end, right?
Yeah.
So she goes back into it. Then she goes, maybe it's time to introduce everyone to T'Challa Jr.
Ignore the son. Ignore the son for now. In Black Panther 1, she did not want to go back. Both times she reluctantly came back at the request of someone important to her. Not because she was the queen, but because she considered her mother, because she was her mother-in-law.
Remember how she didn't go back for the funeral either?
Yes.
Because she was too sad about it. So it's like, come on. If she's so sad about it and all this like bullshit or whatever, then she can finally accept it and go, fine then. I will take my place because I know that's what T'Challa would have wanted.
T'Challa didn't want that though. They admitted it. Like she said, like she doesn't want to go back. T'Challa didn't want her to go back. Now we're going back into the child scene.
Yeah.
But T'Challa, like she said, T'Challa specifically told me he doesn't want me at the funeral. We had our own funeral here because he didn't want us to go back. And she's never wanted to be a part of that anymore. After all the infiltrations, after everything she saw that like Wakanda had to like stave away from, she was of a similar mind to Killmonger.
Any one of the other women would have been fine. That's my point. Any one of them.
Yes.
Any one of them.
I think Okoye would have been the best one, but she got her own thing. She got the Midnight Angel suit.
It was so ugly.
It was kind of ugly. I like the
bad.
Riri Williams suit. I don't like the Midnight Angel one. I think that was kind of. I think it was kind of whack design.
Yeah.
But how do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I still think it's fine. Shuri got it. I think she should. I think her abdication from the country was also a good turning point because she at this point she doesn't really want to do a lot with that, and I think she should have made another after everything's maybe okay, they're pressed for time, they can only do so much. They made the 2 suits because of Riri, and she focused on the herb, right?
Yeah.
Afterwards, I feel like Okoye should have gotten another herb.
Honestly, now they know it fucking works.
Yeah. Yes, sure, fine. For the purpose of the film, the narrative, Shuri, I think, was, narratively speaking, the better choice.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, Okoye should have gotten her own herb. She should have gotten her own herb, and then she be the Black Panther of Wakanda, because she still wants to serve. She wants to recoup for the loss of having failed Shuri, for having let her be kidnapped by Namor. So at the end, it would have made sense for Okoye to also get an herb. But I think for the purposes of the intermedium, and because it's Shuri's story at the end of the day, it is, narratively speaking, focusing on Shuri. Yeah. Because that's the only how else are you really gonna address Chadwick Boseman's death or T'Challa's death?
Yeah.
Except through the only other really available character that we focus on, because the Queen, even before her death, there's not a lot to do with her. What's her story gonna be moving forward?
Drowning. Perfect. Write that down.
Getting fridged. Really, there's not a lot to do with her.
Getting fridged.
Yeah. There's not a lot to do with her, narratively speaking. You could always come up with something, but it makes it easy. It's easier and makes more sense to have Shuri be the focus of the film.
Is that getting fridged? I don't think so, right? She dies on screen fighting.
Oh,
fridging
true.
is practically killing off someone in order to motivate or torture a main character.
Oh,
I guess so.
Yeah. It is fridging, yeah.
Oh, good times when Joker stuffed Kyle Rayner's girlfriend into the fucking.
Yeah.
How can you avoid it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
So, So, I don't like that they fridged her, but I do think that there's not a lot to do with her moving forward as a matter of simplicity. I think Shuri should have been and is the main character that the movie should have focused on. It's fine that she got the herb. It's fine that she was able to fight.
Mm-hmm.
The issue I have with the fight is that Namor is quote unquote supposed to be a god and is far weaker than any of the other gods that we've seen in the MCU.
I guess.
Like by leagues. And because yeah, sure, he's stronger than the average human, but so is Black Panther, so is the Captain America.
Yeah.
He's not really on the level of the other gods. He's not even really on the level of or maybe he's on the level of the Valkyries.
Supposedly he said he's as strong as the Hulk. And I'm like, I don't know.
We didn't see that on film. I don't count that.
Nope.
He's not. It's not shown in film.
Because do you think Black Panther would have gotten fucked up by the Hulk?
Easily fucked up.
Well, actually, we don't know because this suit also absorbs a bunch. To be fair,
true.
so.
Well, okay, no, but physical ability.
Remember when Thanos fucking socked him and then it just broke the suit? Remember?
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah, there is a limit to its absorption abilities.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
And that was without the power stuff. He just went. Bah.
Yeah. And they don't show him being on equivalent level to any of the other gods. That's my issue.
Nope.
The movie considers him a god, and he's not on the same power scale as any other. That's my issue with the thing. They're treating the Mayan mythology less than the other ones. But the issue I have with that is not on Shuri.
Mm-hmm.
Like Shuri is, for the most part, fine. I think.
Yeah.
I think that the Michael B. Jordan twist, I think that was
fucking
perfect.
excellent.
That's what sold it. That's one of the main things where I'm like, yes, she was perfectly well written. The twists.
She's like, I don't even believe in this, and she's like, hello. It's like she's just fucking tripping. It's like, hey, cuz. It's like, and Michael B. Jordan's just like, yo, he even grew out his hair and stuff. Apparently,
did you see the robes? Mm-hmm. The robes had the same self-mutilation marks that he had on his skin when he was alive.
Ooh.
It had all the little dots on his robe of all the kills he got. Oh, that was
crazy.
Attention to detail. Just, I love this film.
Let's see.
They don't show him in his white robes.
No, I don't think because I don't think the spoilers have come out yet.
Yeah.
So. But
but I guess take my word for it. In the movie, if you look at his white robes during that scene, it has little reverse indentations because right here, you see how they're sticking out on the robes. They're inverse. They're they're inside. They're going inwards. That attention to detail. I wouldn't be surprised if some nerd decided to count each of the dots and have them all match up. I love it.
That's funny. Oh well,
I love it.
And now we have a hostage message from Walter.
Yeah.
Oh wait, oops. Hostage message from Walter.
Hey guys. Hey guys, I'm recording this actually during my lunch break. So it's kind of unscripted or whatever, so just cut out what you don't need. But so my take on Wakanda Forever is that you like the film more if you have recently experienced loss, because it'll touch on those emotional beats for you. For me, I haven't recently experienced any loss, so I feel like that does affect your grading of the movie. If you have, you start, you feel more connected to it. But I give it a 7 out of 10. It's still a good movie, one of the better ones in Phase 4. But compared to other people that have experienced loss, they've given it on average a 9 out of 10. Or 8 or 9 out of 10, which is I feel like it's pretty high, because it's very story beats are all over the place. I wasn't given time to sit and experience. I wanted to sit there and cry, dude. I wanted to sit there and be oh, Chadwick Boseman, fuck. I was never given that in the whole movie. In the beginning, it was less than 5 minutes of mourning. and then give it a little in the middle, and then a little more at the end. But I did love the movie overall. I love Namor. I love his people. I love that Killmonger came back. Spoilers. Um, yeah, but it just wasn't there for me. Yeah, like to give it a 9 out of 10. Nah, but yeah.
Looking like a hostage video.
Legit.
He said 7 out of 10.
He got captured by the North Koreans. It's an international incident now.
Oh no. Well, with that, we're just out of time. Closing thoughts.
Okay. Closing thoughts. The way they should have, Shuri should have been able to save. It would have taken like 2 seconds when they should have been able to save one of the Atlanteans instead of both. That way, it makes Namor's yield at the end more convincing. That's one of the parts. Like that. That would be like, okay, fine. I'll yield. I know you're telling the truth. Because at this point, they killed both of them. There's no reason why Namor should believe her. Saving one of them would have gone a long way for that. They should have added a couple of lines to somewhere, maybe at the end, and then credit scene, showing that Namor not necessarily knew about Hydra, but knew something was going on, like behind the scenes in other governments. They should have added that and that's what I think would have humanized them more. Him knowing that yes, there's already this preemptive, trying to assault other, other things, from other nations. They should have made it clear that there was like an insidious, like behind the scenes thing, kind of like how they showed with the French people at the beginning, but even more so, and have it kind of, if these people, they're the exact same as the colonizers, the Spanish colonizers, and then referencing basically the Nazis essentially, because that's what Hydra is, and that would have been the humanization that I was talking about earlier. And then lastly, better than Black Adam, I think.
I enjoyed Black Adam much more.
I
saw Black Adam twice.
I finally saw it. No, I saw Black Panther twice. I did not like. I mean, I didn't not like it. I just think that Black Adam is a popcorn movie. It's like, oh, great, but I think.
What do you think of the kids acting in Black Adam? I know, right? Yeah. Just at the end, I was pretty critical of him at the end, but like it was all right during the middle. During the beginning.
I would give Black Adam. I would give Black Adam a solid 6 or 7.
I gave it I gave it an 8 because of Pierce Brosnan.
Oh,
dude, Dr. Fate. Tell me that was not the fucking
he was
coolest thing ever. Cool. Don't tell me you didn't
cool.
start fucking crying when he was like, "I'm gonna kill myself now." Yeah. And then I'm like, "No."
Yeah, he was really
Good
cool.
times.
But he was really cool. But I don't think it's as good as Black Panther, if I'm being honest.
All right.
Yeah.
2 different movies, but
Agree to disagree.
which means we've done nothing.
Nothing.
Brook to Friday.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.